Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the third grade concept of representing equivalent fractions. This is standard 3.3F in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 18, the 2025 release STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we need to find a fraction strip that is equivalent to 4/6. And we've got different options here. And so let's look at different ways that we could use the visuals that they give us to solve this problem. We can solve this by just forming a few calculations, but we can actually do this with our visuals here. So if I want 6 equal parts, that's what I'm looking for here. Let's see if we can take any of these fractions and change them into 6 equal parts just by either combining two parts or by cutting each part into, let's say, half. That's always the easiest thing to do. All right, so let's see what happens if I were to cut these thirds in half. All right, so I'm just gonna chop them in half like this. And so what I'm doing is I'm not changing the amount shaded. So I'm not changing the quantity. I'm changing how big each piece is. I'm cutting them in half. And look what I've got. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5/6. So the original is 1/3, 2/3. And it is equivalent to exactly what we're looking for, 4/6. So if we just cut each of our thirds in half, we can get our answer. We can get 4/6. Let's take a look to make sure all the other ones are incorrect. I don't need to do anything to B because it's already sixths. So I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, and that's the problem. You cannot change 3/6 into 4/6. So that equal sign with that slash means it's not equal to 4/6. So it's definitely not B. Let's see if I can change eighths into 6. Now, eighths are going to be smaller than 6, so I need to combine them. So if I were to combine 2 right here, 2 right here, 2 right here, and 2 right here, making the eighths, cutting them in half would make them smaller into sixteenths. So if I combine them, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get fourths. But you can't really turn eighths into sixths. It doesn't work. You'd have to change them both into a really small fraction like 24 and then kind of convert that way, but it's not really something we do in third grade. So it's not this one. So this is going to be 4/8 equals 2/4, and neither one of those can equal 4/6. Same thing with this. And we could eliminate D on a few different ways. First off, this is 4/4, right? And so 4/4 equals 1 whole. And regardless of the denominator, 1 whole is not going to equal 4/6 because that would have to be 6/6. So we could just visually see this is not going to be 4/6. And if we wanted to cut each of these in half and try to make it like this, guess what this turns into? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it equals 8/8. So I can jump from 4 to eighths. It goes right over sixths. So really the only denominator that goes into sixths would be thirds. You can cut each third in half. If you had twelfths, you can combine them. But you need a multiple of 6 or something that's got a factor of 6. And the thirds are the only one that works here. Now there is a way to solve this without. This is something that we're going to be doing more in fourth grade. But you can take your 2/3, and this is what we ended up doing is we ended up dividing it in half. So you can divide your 2/3 by something to try to get to 4/6. Okay? And if you think, well, if you multiply 3 by 2, you get 6. If you multiply 2 by 2, you get 4. 2/2 is just 1, so you're just multiplying it by 1, which means it stays the same. So that's the way you can solve it without using the pictures. But either way, our answer is A.